somehow faith, religion, and belief systems can binding us together, but also can divide us. This project, Faith Project, actually gave me this opportunity to testing, to examine, can dance play a part? Can dance really allow us to reconnect what's the common place we all share, and without those division?
I want to invite us all to be in this workshop as humans, as humans who are members of faith and who are dancers, and to open it up to what we can discover together. This is the space that we have to play in today, and I would like to invite you to feel this place and experience this space as a safe space. When we talk about religion and we talk about dance, we're talking about things that are near and dear to our heart, and I want to assure you that what happens in this space will be respected. Whatever you do in this space will be respected. Whatever you say in this space will be respected, and I invite you to participate in ways that will be respectful of those others too.
The role of the story circles in the Faith Project is to really bring artists and community members together in a safe setting so that we can learn from one another, so that we can see differences and find ways to transcend them.
In the Native traditions, dance is an important aspect of communing with spirit. Through the years, I chose to do the Native long dance, which begins at dusk and ends at dawn. Before I would enter the dance, it's necessary to go into a sweat lodge to cleanse the body and the soul and the heart. The intense heat breaks down resistances while the body surrenders to the heart of the matter.
But I've never seen kind of language and story poured in and then immediately this dance churned out. And it seemed like it was an exchange of energy. I could translate back into words and I could understand what the dancers were attempting to convey. It was beautiful.
So when Kun-Yang first mentioned we were doing this project, it seemed like a very large task at hand. I mean, there's so many different beliefs and religions out there, and how are you going to portray that in one dance? But what happens through the story circles, you realize that in faith, though there are a lot of differences, there's a lot of similarities. We all end up asking the same questions.
As a dance artist, I'm not interested in taking things from whatever exists, but I try to absorb. I'm trying to immerse myself in that undercurrent energy. So that gives us a reason and honesty why I move. The first thing we did is basically we're doing our own story circle. We just have a dialogue. It's allow us to start to kind of put ourselves inside of this big journey. Through this process, there are different methods. One is, I say, just pure abstraction, which is play. And then the other method, I will share with them my own phrase and have them translate into their own phrase. And then we bring everybody's phrase together. We slowly identify what is important in this dance.
So what's nice about working with Kun-Yang is he's very collaborative in his process. He knows like the projection of the dance, but what happens in between, you know, he honors our individuality. Each dancer made a solo. It was based off of a phrase Kun-Yang did. He told us to take it apart. We can attach our answers to those 3 questions. My answer was freedom. And then after that, he paired us up in duets. And we have these individual phrases, and our task was to put them together. In freedom, there's this fear that you never come back. But in the dance, you see that I'm supported. I still have that structure. I still have that groundedness.
We immediately had a sense of earthiness, a sense of a connection to the ground, connection to each other. We do spend a lot of time separate in the duet. That was one of our tasks that we gave each other, is that like, let's see how we can maintain a relationship without having to make physical contact, because the greater commentary is that we don't necessarily have to be physically touching to be connected with another person or to receive a spirit, to receive a blessing.
It's a privilege you can be working with a wonderful group of artists from different genres and thinkers, scholars. Everyone delving into this deep question and they have that dialogue. And then dance in a way is just very organic. And through that intuitive place, the dance is also just unfold from that.
I'm trying to get a lot of footage of the dancers. I'm trying to find a lot of found footage of old religious texts. And I'm also looking at a lot of organic dirt, sand, cloud, mist. And I feel like the piece is the media trying to find its way into every crevice of the action of the piece.
In the story circles, I'm setting up instruments and microphones and synthesizers to create a backdrop for the dance. I'm using material generated during those improvisations, as well as anything sound-oriented that the faith participants offer. What I'm trying to create is a sense of space, a sense of reverence. It's a sense of celebration and struggle. It's trying to find voices of faith that don't necessarily reference the obvious.
I think the dance isn't to show you how a Hindu practices or how a Jewish person experiences faith, but it's this spiritual quest. Like life, everything's a journey, and in this piece, what's lovely is that emotional state you start up with in the beginning transforms and changes, and it has its valleys and mountains to the very end. For example, in the beginning, there's this sense of urgency, this sense of frustration. And at the end, there's this quietness, there's this light, but then there's something beyond that.
It's very important for our dance artists, or even for the viewer, can have that bodily experience. You can feel that energetic body. I hope whether it's a participant in this dance or viewing this dance, we all can discover that common humanity, that there's more we have in common rather than things that divide us.